with Home Depot. Debbie, she's in studio this morning, and we're talking all things paint.
Yes.
Can you believe that Labor Day is coming up already? I mean, where did the time go?
The year is flying by.
So we want to talk about how people can maybe spruce up their homes for the holiday. They're having people over. Maybe they just want sort of a little bit of a refresh to end the summer.
Paint is really one of the least expensive ways to redecorate and give you a lift and give it a different look.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that people don't know, so we're going to kind of try and educate everybody. The first thing we want to talk about is different sheens.
Okay.
So when you're using paint, like there's so many different sheens. There's flat, there's matte, there's satin, there's semi-gloss, there's gloss. Like what do you use where?
Right.
And so I'm gonna break it down a little. So on the walls, I like to use, and it depends what room it is. So bathrooms and kitchens would typically be a semi-gloss back in the day. But now you can use an eggshell and a satin because paint has come so far, and now it's got scuff defense and no VOCs, which is no odor. So, you know, for kids and pets and pregnancies and everything, this is not harmful anymore. So you want to use satin or eggshell on the walls.
Okay. And is that, can you really notice a difference in like the types of what we're talking? Is this an example right here?
This is an example. Okay. So right here we have at the top flat and matte, which the less sheen, the less imperfections in the drywall are going to show. Okay. So that's why a lot of people want to use less sheen, but sometimes they're afraid it's not going to be washable. So in the kitchens and baths, you want to at least use a satin or a semi-gloss, and then everywhere else you can use a flat or an eggshell, which is, again, with the new technology in paint, it's very washable.
And are any of them easier or harder to actually apply?
They're
or are they
not.
all about the same?
They're not. Okay. You know, and then you want to use semi-gloss for sure on doors, door trim, and baseboards, because those are the areas that you're using the most and that need to be washed the most. The vacuum, the mop, everything getting to the baseboard. And then on the ceilings, you want to use flat because of reflection. So that keeps everything, you know, even. So flat on the ceiling, satin or semi-gloss on the walls, and then or matte, and then you want to use semi-gloss on the baseboards, doors, and door trim.
And so let's talk about kind of these trending colors, because I feel like I'm a huge HGTV fan, and I mean everything has been sort of like this navy, white, all of kind of that for a really long time. What are some of the colors that are becoming a little bit more popular right now?
So, you know, we're coming out of the very gray and white universe. It's still popular, but it's trending down, and now the warmth are coming back in. So this breezeway right here that you can see, that's actually the color of the year, which is kind of a light, minty. It's like it's not white and it's not green. It's kind of like it's trying to be both of those things. It's in the middle, right? But what we're seeing is a lot of grays and beiges, kind of a fusion of those. So it's kind of a transition from all the grays and whites into bringing in the warm tones again. And also you can see here in our color trends
oh my God, that's like the color of my kitchen. I'm way ahead of trending. Wow, so cool.
The warm accent colors are coming back. You know, we have, again, the warm tones and the fusion of the grays and the whites are really big. The one thing you want to think about is your lighting. So whatever color you do pick, lighting has a huge part in making it look its best. So you can see here, this is going to be, and I'm going to show you the lights first, and just with the white background, then I'll show you with the color. This is a cool light called daylight. You
can really see
and
the
then you have
there.
Cool white, and then you have warm white.
Yeah.
So depending on the color that you have, so golds or yellows are going to really show a difference because that's warm. Yeah. You want to have a warm white bulb. If you put a cool white bulb, it really drowns it out. So your light bulbs really have an effect on what your color looks like.
And don't be afraid of a little pop of color too. I really like this color of the door, and you know, maybe just like for a door or an accent wall, it's a really kind of fun thing to sort of mix it up a little bit. All right.
Okay. I was just going to say real quick on the level of paint. Lines of paint have all different from good, better, and best. And with Behr, they start with Premium Plus, that is excellent, but as you go up in the line, goes to one coat, so you can just paint in with one coat.
Okay.
You want to make sure that if it says paint and primer in one, some of those paints, they might be paint and primer in one, but you have to do one coat of primer, one coat of paint.
Okay.
So be careful with the selection. The Dynasty of the Behr is the best high quality, and it is no VOCs, scuff defense, and one coat. So it's an amazing paint.
Wow. I've learned more about paint in these last few minutes than I've ever known. And don't forget to keep what you've painted on your walls, because I've made that mistake, and then I'm like, I have to color match, and it's a big thing. So
absolutely.
Debbie, thank you so much. And then she's going to join us again coming up later in GMAS to actually show us how to make sure we can paint properly.
That's right, and get razor sharp lines.
Thanks so much, Debbie.
All right.
Home Depot, Debbie, I'll just say this. I am a messy painter. I mean, this right here, I won't even touch it, and it'll get on the dress, it'll get on the arms and the face, so I'm kind of standing back because I know you're the painting pro. So last hour we talked about some of the cool paints and what's trending. What are we going to do this hour?
So this hour we're going to talk about how to get straight lines for one, those razor sharp lines, because a lot of times you paint, you spend all the time, and then you get those rickety rackety edges, and it just doesn't look professional. So we're going to talk about that, and then some tools and what to use for what, right? So to prevent all the mess, you want to start with the right drop cloth, right? This drop cloth has a poly backing, which is kind of like a vinyl backing. So if you do spill paint, sometimes it can penetrate through a canvas drop cloth and get on your floors anyway. So a vinyl backing is great, or even the real inexpensive plastic drop cloth. You know, you want to tape that down because it can get bunched up and jumbled up and trip over your feet. So if you are going to use the plastic
put it down,
one,
but then tape it down.
I would recommend that, because then it stays down. Also, we have rosin paper. That's those big rolls of painting paper for stairways, hallways, and even all floors if you want to protect it really good. Now, in terms of brushes and rollers, there's so many different things to choose from. Now, we've seen the chip brushes and the foam brushes.
These foam brushes, oh my gosh. That was like, I had so many of those back in the day.
But they are not paint brushes, right? So this one actually is meant for, you know, that chipping paint to get it off. It's not really a paintbrush, but it's so inexpensive and so disposable that people like to just get those. But the bristles fall out, so if you're doing a painting project, this is not the one. I'm going to use that for a demonstration, but this is a do as I say, not as I do demonstration. Then you've got good, better, and best. The Worcester is the best. It's a high quality bristle, and it really will last long if you take care of it.
How much does that typically cost?
So it depends, but they start at like $10 on up. And depending on if you get an angled brush, which is great for corners and baseboards and stuff like that, hard to reach places, to a wider straight brush for regular painting. Now, when you're cleaning up, you want to make sure, or say you want to stop for the day and pick up tomorrow, but you don't want to clean everything and do that. So there's a couple things you can do. One, this is a roller I was using yesterday. I put it in a Ziploc bag, right? You can even put it in the fridge, which keeps it nice, or even not. And then you take it out and it's ready to go, and you didn't have to waste all your time cleaning it. You can also use saran wrap for that, or you can, if you clean it, you want to maybe put a little hair conditioner in a brush or a roller. That keeps it nice and pliable, and then wrap it in a Ziploc, and then rinse it out before you use it, and it's like brand new. So, because bristles on a paintbrush are like hair bristles. You know, some of them are actual natural hair. So you can use a little bit of hair conditioner to keep them real nice. Now, this is a device that you can purchase, which has a seal at the top, right? And so you just put your brush in there and close it up. And there also is one for a roller, so which makes it really nice.
Okay, we got about 1 minute left.
Let's do our lines. So we're going to use our blue tape, and on textured walls, it's really imperative that you seal your tape. This is just regular, this one I sealed. And the best thing to do is whatever color you're butting up to, not the new color, use the color of your wall to seal the tape, because when it penetrates underneath, you're not going to notice it. So this is what we're leaving, the white, and this is going to be our new color. So we want to use the white to seal the tape so that penetrates under. And then we're going to just take our roller and roll
Now
right
with
here.
rollers, what's the key to a good rolling technique, I
So
guess?
the roller, you want to use the right nap, which means if you have textured walls, there's one for texture. If you have flat walls, there's one for flat. So you want to use the right one, and then we're just going to do this. And then when you pull your tape off, you have, whoop, we got to get it off. So this one, hold on, I'm just going to, with my gloves, it's hard, oh my gosh.
I can help.
You just got to scrape that off. And we want to see that if you don't have, here, I'm just going to.
Getting the wrap, and I can't
no,
get it. I
we
don't
gotta
have
show
really
it. We
any
gotta
nails.
show
Okay,
it.
here we go.
Pull the other one. So you can see here, this is the rickety rackety edge, and then peel that one real quick.
Okay,
this
I'm
is the
trying
one
to
I
get it.
sealed.
I have no nails. I bite my nails.
You got it? There we go. And you can see, look at how razor sharp that is.
nice.
So if you seal your tape, you're going to get a nice straight edge, and if you don't, this is what you're going to get.
I don't like that.
With the frog tape, you want to make sure you wet the edge because it has a gel backing that needs to be activated. So if you just wet the edge of the frog tape, that's going to give you a seal as well.
Debbie,
so
thank
all
you
this,
so much.
Thank you.
You're just going to come over whenever I have a painting project.
That's it.
I may need a room painted one of these days.
I'm
but-
going to have all this on either my Home Depot Debbie Facebook page or Instagram, or you can find me at the Arrowhead Ranch Home Depot.
Thanks for coming. It's always
right.
better when you're in studio bringing all of
It's
this.
nice.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.